Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you so much for clicking on this video and joining me as we dive into some more Marvel news. So we're going to be covering the first reactions to Daredevil Born Again. This is going to cover the first 2 episodes. I could not be more excited to sit down and get into this show once it releases next week. But guys, coming off of the mixed to negative reactions of Captain America Brave New World, Marvel definitely needs a big win with this new Daredevil show. So without further ado, let's get into this article which comes to us from Cosmic Book News. Let's break down these first reactions and let's see what people are saying about this show. So going straight down to the reactions here, Daredevil Born Again reactions. So Daredevil Born Again has the best pilot of any MCU series thus far, and it's not even close. Edge of your seat energy with audible gasps throughout. Charlie and Vincent haven't lost a step. Benson and Moorhead bring the sauce. Above all else, it's episodic. We might be back. Moving on to the next one, pleased to say Daredevil Born Again is brutally gripping and hurls a symphony of violence at the audience while perfectly capturing Daredevil's essence as if he never left our screens. It's not perfect, but with some awkward CGI, but it's a bloody delight. I always say that we can forgive awkward CGI as long as the characters are written well, and as long as there's a great narrative, then some dodgy CGI is the least of the issues, I would say anyway. So, although it doesn't feel exactly like the Netflix's Daredevil, the premiere of the Disney edition maintains the maturity while telling a violent story in a new way. Forget any doubts that Charlie Cox's She-Hulk appearance cast, this is Matt Murdock we all wanted. I'm so glad that Charlie Cox being in the She-Hulk series didn't put a stain on the character and that people are still so excited to go into this show. So moving on to the next one, my biggest criticism is some of the CGI feels rushed, but overall I love the story and the vibe of it all. This version of Daredevil feels much more like the superhero than he did on Netflix and is already probably my favourite Marvel Disney Plus show. There's something that Daredevil Born Again sacrifices to shock and surprise: character credibility. I'll get into it on Untitled Movies when the time is right. So a bit of a negative to mixed reaction there, that's the first one we've seen so far. So, Daredevil Born Again is gritty, ruthless, and unforgivingly bloody. Fans of the original series are in for a treat, echoing the first season's intensity and rage. Cox and D'Onofrio steal the show, 2 episodes in, and all I can say is the man without fear is back. I absolutely love that. Gritty, ruthless, and unforgivingly bloody. Man, that sounds fantastic. I cannot wait to see this show. Bring it on. So, Daredevil Born Again comes out swinging. It's a true continuation of the Netflix series. Cox and D'Onofrio haven't missed a beat. Some VFX moments are a weak spot. It kicks ass, moves quick, and takes no prisoners. Really solid first 2 episodes. Really enjoyed and want to see more. So, like it says here in this reaction, solid first 2 episodes. When it comes to Disney Plus series, usually they start off very strong with the first couple of episodes, but usually towards the end of the series, they usually take a dip in quality. We've seen it time and time again with Star Wars shows, with Disney Plus Marvel shows, but the big question is here, when it comes to Daredevil Born Again, it starts off solid with the first 2 episodes. Can it stick the landing as well as the beginning of the show? I hope that's the case, but we'll have to wait and see as we move forward. So moving on to the next reaction, Daredevil Born Again brings my boy back to me. The fight sequences are just as violent as the original show and play with Matt's morality in such a poignant and beautiful way. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio step effortlessly back into their rivalry. I love having my devil back. I love that these comments keep telling us how violent this show is. Bring it on. I want to see all the violence. I want to see Matt Murdock smashing fools left, right and centre. So, Marvel's Daredevil Born Again comes out of the gate hot. Among the strongest starts for a Marvel Studio TV show to date, in my opinion. The first 2 episodes are terrific, setting up a story that is part court procedural and part all-out brawling. There's a fight in episode 1 that is all done. That sounds fantastic. I'm also excited to see the lawyer side of Matt Murdock as well as the kind of the fighting side. I want to see that intrigue with the lawyer scenes and how he's going to take down kind of the criminals in a legal way. That's going to be an interesting part of the show, as well as the fighting scenes, like I say. So moving on to the next one, Daredevil Born Again is a worthy successor, nails what made the original work, while moving these characters forward in shocking ways. The grounded tone and grit is there, and the writing is as great as before. The action even larger and sharper. Traumatized, overjoyed, loved it. Traumatized and overjoyed. That's not usually 2 things that go together, but I'll take it. So, Daredevil Born Again wastes no time setting the tone for a devastatingly dark series, fits exceptionally well in with the Netflix series, and episode 1 includes some of my favourite Marvel moments on tape. Wow, that's pretty big words right there. Of all the Marvel content we've ever gotten, this first episode includes some of his favourite Marvel moments on tape. That's big words there. I can't wait to see if it lives up to that hype. I hope it does. Saw the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and it pulls no punches. Some bold choices are made in the first 10 minutes that I hope the story lands, because if not, oh boy. We'd love to see more street level adult storytelling from Marvel. Daredevil is back. Fans of the original series rejoice because the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again rip just as hard, if not harder than the OG. Probably the best premiere episodes for a Marvel series yet. I can't wait for more. Review coming soon. I have seen 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. It's a perfect blend of old and new. It combines the grit of the original with the flair of the MCU. Incredible bone-crunching action with the focus on character development that makes Daredevil special. I've seen the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and I'm happy to say the devil is back. The season hits the ground running and brings you right back to the Daredevil you love. It's gritty, bloody, intense, and elevated. Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are as perfect as you remember. Daredevil Born Again represents a new chapter that embraces a darker, realistic style while providing grounded, well-rounded characters filled with complicated pasts and emotions. It feels, looks, and sounds like the original while strongly emphasizing growth and change. Daredevil Born Again will shake you to your core right from the start, very effectively putting you in Matt's crumbled mind space for the season. Shows you what you loved about Daredevil, then takes you into an intriguing new place in their lives we haven't explored before. And that's where we are, guys. So, I mean, that's sort of a roundup of the first reactions there. I'm sure there's probably more online if you want to, go online and do a bit of research. I'm sure there's plenty of more reactions out there, but that's kind of the ones we have for now in this video. And everything that this says just sounds incredible. I mean, the fight scenes sound graphic and violent just as we want. I mean, it sounds like there's a bit of a court procedural in there. It sounds like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio step back into their roles that made them so great in the original Netflix series. People are even saying that this surpasses the OG Netflix series, which is pretty big fighting words. But everything we've just read from these first reactions could not be more excited. Let's go, guys. I think we're on to a winner. And like I say, coming off of the reactions of Captain America Brave New World, Marvel definitely needs this show to be a winner. So, Daredevil Born Again premieres March the 4th, 6 PM Pacific time, 9 PM Eastern time on Disney+. Episodes directed by the following people. Have a read of the showrunners here, guys, if you want to. Obviously, we've got the cast list. Again, have a pause and a read if you want to, rather than me trying to butcher the names. And I think that's kind of where we are. That's the first reactions, guys. Is this everything that you expected? Is it different from what you expected? Guys, this is exactly what I wished for. I could not have hoped or wished or prayed for, whichever terminology you want to use, for better first reactions to this show. But like I say, we need to be optimistically cautious going into this show, because a lot of Disney Plus shows do start off strong, but the quality declines towards the end of the series. I hope that's not the case here, guys. I really hope it's not. But from everything we've seen so far, it's had a really strong start. Let's hope it can keep up the quality. Marvel definitely have, they definitely have, confidence in this show, because they've just greenlit a season 2. So they're obviously confident that people are going to enjoy this first season, especially having greenlit season 2 already. And I think they're going into production on it pretty damn soon. So everything we've seen so far gives us exactly what we want. A great show, gritty, violent, action, court procedural with Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back in the roles that made him so famous. So guys, you see these reactions, jump into the comment section, let me know what you think about it, which reaction stood out to you the most, and just let me know how excited you are to watch this show when it premieres next week on Disney+. As always, thanks so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. It goes a long way to supporting my content, so I really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.